Hi everyone, this is Curtis, and in this tutorial I'm going to share some interesting new features we've been working on in Streamie. They can help you whether you are a home user, small business, or particularly if you work with offsite locations, be it an enterprise or just a small business with multiple locations. This feature is what I call remote control, which is the ability to see what your other Streamie devices are doing and actually manage them without having to be physically present there. So when you set up Streamie initially, you can add in multiple devices. So for instance, these are all the iPhones, iPads, Apple TVs, and so forth that are part of my personal account. Really quickly in the background there, you can see a very quick thumbnail of the devices that are actually online right now and what they're doing. So if I tap on Office Ultra here, for instance, I can scroll down and see this is what that Apple TV is displaying right now. So it's interesting, but let's also make it useful. So again, thinking about Office Ultra, maybe we wanted to make some changes to the cameras that are being displayed or the group that's being used. We can affect those changes remotely, not have to grab the remote control or make a phone call and ask somebody to actually make those changes. So first I just want to show you we've got information about the device itself, what version of the app it's using, what kind of device it is, if it's connected, so forth. We've got toggles for various settings, behaviors for that device, such as having to turn on debugging if you're dealing with an issue and you're working with Streamie support on it. Device offline alerts, the one at the bottom there, will let you know when a device goes offline for more than a few seconds. In case you're assuming it's running, this will notify you that it stopped running. That could just be that the internet went out at that location, or it could be that the app crashed or the device got powered off, something like this. Whatever the case, that it's not online anymore. And if we scroll down here, we automatically get a screen capture from that device while Streamie is running. And we can refresh that whenever we want to. But let's try out control. So for instance, if you weren't sure which device it was in a group of video walls or something like that, you can say identify and a message will appear on the screen for a short while and then disappear. You can force refresh, which if you've made local changes, which for some reason were not synced to the device, you can force it to pull down all the latest changes. We can also just tell it to stop streaming. And we can refresh and you can see that it's basically sitting on what I'd call the desktop for Streamie. And we can tell it to start streaming. So for instance, I'm just going to tell it to start streaming the group that it was just streaming right then, which I think is monitor 3. So we'll find out in a moment. And tell it to refresh. Yep, there you go. And so it's streaming that group again. And you can do all of this without being anywhere near the device or being able to actually see what it's doing because you can remotely manage it. You can see that for all of the devices that are on your account. Do a quick pull to refresh and it will in real time ask each of those devices to update its thumbnail. And you can see at a glance as well these icons next to it that correspond with the various behaviors and features that are possible for that device. So for instance, a little bug icon next to Office Ultra indicates that debug logging is enabled, and you can see that it's not enabled for any of the other devices in this area. Also, this is kind of silly, but if you ever used a video camera and pointed it at a television, you know that this is this device looking at itself. And so if we refresh it, it's this device looking at itself, and you can just keep on going just like you may have done as a child with a video camera pointed at a television. It doesn't serve any purpose. It's just kind of cool though. Anyway, again, this feature very useful if you are an enterprise or anyone who's looking to manage devices at another location without having to go physically on site to deal with small issues that may come up. Anyway, let me know if you like this feature or if you would like to see any changes. Thank you.